Hey, good morning, everybody. It's early morning, and you know what that means on a Thursday morning. The new jobless numbers to be released minutes from now. We'll see where they come in, and what does that do for your second stimulus package? This is Early Mornings LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's early mornings here on LALATE, and I hope you're good and safe. The coffee's brewing, the toast is toasting, the butter is buttering if you're on the East Coast. And you know what Thursday mornings mean. It means new jobless numbers. Every Thursday morning, the new jobless numbers are released. And in about, I would say, in about an hour and a half from this broadcast, you're going to see the new jobless numbers. These are singularly the most important numbers that push the second stimulus check and stimulus package debate, because they show what's happening week to week. The numbers should not be good, though. Last week they slightly improved, but did not show an enormous amount of improvement. They went to 820 from 849 the week before. So these are a number of new jobless claims, new people who are going on unemployment benefits for the very first time this year. And the number started after the pandemic hit at about 1 million. Before the pandemic, the number was the lowest since the Great Depression. So about 200,000 before the pandemic hit. Then it went to about 1 million. And every week since then, it's been at 1 million. Then in recent weeks, it dropped to 800, then shot back up. And lately, it's been hovering, 100,000 up, 100,000 down. The bottom line is it's not showing any improvement, staying over 800,000 for upwards of now 30 weeks. This is the longest run of jobless claims this bad since the Great Depression. And ironically, when this channel launched on April 25th, about a month into this pandemic, I was detailing what was about to launch. On April 28th, pandemic unemployment assistance was about to launch nationally. In California, it was going live about a day later on the 29th. In some states, it wasn't going to go live for about 2 more months. But I was explaining to you what this thing is and how you apply for it. And so in today's morning flashback videos, I will be doing 2 videos. Of course, this one at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and another one coming right up after this at 6:30, both on unemployment videos. The video on this one will be a flashback to April 29th. On that day, I saw the importance, just a month into the pandemic, to have a separate video just about UI, just about unemployment, not even about pandemic unemployment assistance. So what I do in that video is I break it down for you if you are a W-2, what you need to do. This is still applicable to this day because you can still get FPUC if you were impacted from the pandemic from March all the way up through July. Also, in an added bonus, I'm throwing in an unusual clip. The next day, on April 30th, I was recording on set and a Black Hawk helicopter went overhead. It was quite funny because over the 6 days before that, when this channel, well, 5 days before this, when the channel launched on April 25th, every day a viewer named Desiree would drop in the comments about, there's another helicopter above you, and there's another helicopter above you. And there was literally a helicopter above me every single day from the first day of this recording. And the joke was that it was Mitch McConnell. That was the running gag. Well, on this particular recording, it was a major one. It was a Black Hawk. And so in true respect, I give a shout out to Desiree. Enjoyed that Desiree Black Hawk video, and following with that is the rebroadcast of an April 29th video on UI. See you on the next video 30 minutes from now. Okay, Desiree, that was not a plane, that was a helicopter. It looks like a Black Hawk. All right, unemployment benefits. This video is one of 4 videos we're making today. It actually overlaps with another video, which you should probably watch, which is about PUA versus unemployment benefits. This video specifically addresses which one do you apply for. Do you apply for them both? The other video we're producing today is about PUA and EDD, the application process in California, for California residents only. There's a problem on the website. So if you are a California resident, you're watching this video, also watch the video produced today about PUA. The other 2 videos today being produced are EIDL grant. There's a problem with that going on. And finally, second stimulus check. All right, this video, let's get to the core big issue. Hundreds of comments from you in the last 24 hours. They're wonderful about what's the difference between PUA and unemployment benefits. Do I do them both? Do I do one before the other? Great question. For purposes of this video, when I refer to UI, I'm referring to unemployment benefits. The answer is not apparently clear. I will tell you this. In most states, they require you to apply for unemployment benefits first and have them denied because you're self-employed or an independent contractor before you apply for PUA. How do you know that? If you go on your state's unemployment website, in many cases, the states actually state on there in very clear letters, a requirement for applying for PUA is a denial of benefits for UI because you're self-employed or an independent contractor. They're actually stating in those situations, in those states, that do not apply for PUA unless you followed our first step. And our first step is you go on our website and apply for UI and get a rejection because you're self-employed or an independent contractor. It's pretty simple, but it doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's how they do it. Now, in some states, their unemployment website doesn't say that. Doesn't say do unemployment benefits first and get a rejection because you're self-employed and independent contractor before doing PUA. It doesn't say that. So your question then is, what do I do? You can start with PUA and see if it rejects, but it shouldn't. If you are not on unemployment assistance, UI, and this is the first time you've ever done anything like this, and you are in a state that doesn't require you to do a UI to get a rejection first, and you're self-employed and independent contractor, just go right in and do a PUA. Now, let me clarify one thing for you. Where and what is a PUA application versus a UI application? As if this is not confusing enough, it's the same application. In most cases, you will go on your state's unemployment website, you'll click a link and you'll go in there and you'll file a claim, and the claim will add additional questions at the end that are unique to PUA. Those are states that didn't want to spend the time to make a better website. California. In other states, they actually spent the time to do it right. You sign in to their website, you put your username and password in, and there'll actually be a link, a button that'll say PUA, file for PUA. It'll say, oh, there is the file for PUA. I'm clearly not doing UI, I'm clearly doing PUA. It's so much easier. That might be your state. God bless if it is. In that case, you don't even need to watch this video. Now, of course, there's that catch. Some states that have that wonderful button, click here and do a PUA, actually also have on their website, don't click on that button unless you've done a UI first and gotten rejected because you're self-employed or independent contractor. So bottom line is, go to the website of your state's unemployment website first, look and see what it says about PUA, if it says you must do this before that, and if you see them say do UI first and get a rejection before you do PUA, then follow that. If it doesn't say it, then when you sign into their portal, you're either going to see a separate PUA tab Or in California, you're just going to see it all thrown together as one application for PUAs and independent contractors. Now, a lot of great questions you've had about, do I do a PUA because I had this going on in my life, or do I do a UI because I had this going on in my life? Really, really great questions. I mean, the general question was, and it was repeated by a lot of comments, hundreds of them in the last 24 hours, was that you were a W-2 employee, but you also drove for Lyft on the side, which is clearly self-employed independent contractor. Which one do you qualify for? Again, there's no inherent clear answer. What I'll indicate to you is the following, is that during this process, they're going to ask you to provide 2019 documents. 2019 is the benchmark upon which this is all stemming. Easiest answer, the easiest scenario to address is that you were a W-2 in 2019, and 2020 you started picking up a Lyft driving job. Now, that would be easy because clearly 2019 is the benchmark. You as W-2, just stay with W-2, just forget about the independent contractor analysis. But if you were both an independent contractor for Lyft and you also were W-2 in 2019, which a lot of you were, which one is it? Well, here's the short answer and then the long answer. The short answer is benefits are paid based upon what you got in 2019. So, and then the long answer is the following. So if you had a W-2 employment job and in 2019, and you got more than $30,000 that year, but in 2019 you also drove for Lyft and got $12,000, and you're wondering in watching this video, hey, LALATE, do I talk about the $12,000 job or do I talk about the $30,000 job? Well, consider this. When you get an application approved, especially for PUA, but any application approved, you start at a benchmark at the base level. The base level for PUA or for unemployment is whatever the base level is in your state. It's either 169 or 139. You can raise that weekly benefit of 169, 139 higher if you made more than a certain amount of money in 2019, gross revenue, not net income, gross revenue, that you can provide documentation to support. If you made more than $30,000 in 2019, it's generally around, it's hard to tell, but there are a lot of great websites with calculators. You can just type in your 2019 revs, and it'll kick back a number to you and tell you if you're at full max benefits. But it seems as though it's about $30,000, that if you made at least $30,000 gross rev in 2019, you will be at maximum benefits in your state, which is anywhere from about $300 to $400 per week. So, long answer is, hey, if you had a W-2 in 2019 that paid you more than $30,000, and as a result of COVID-19, you had reduced work, or laid off, or no longer employed, you're going through those categories of qualifications that are on the state unemployment's website. We're not going to talk about in this video, done in the previous video. You go through, you qualify well, and you know your claim is going to be approved. Well, then when they ask you, what were you paid gross rev in 2019, and you're at $30,000, bang, that will likely pop you up to max benefits. Remember, that's weekly, and then the federal government throws $600 on top of that all the way through the month of July if you're still impacted through the month of July. Lastly, and this has come up a lot, there seems, and clearly I've not looked at every single state's unemployment website in doing this video for you, but it seems that some of you are asking a lot of questions about what number do I put in for what and what number do I put in for this as to earnings in 2019. In the unemployment websites that I've seen, they do not ask for your earnings in 2019 for just the claim to be approved. The reason why is when you're going through the claim process, they're trying to see if you qualify. If you qualify, bam, you're at base level. You're at the 139, 169 per week, throw in the $600 on top of that. You're at the base level. It's after that that you can provide documentation to say, hey, I'm more than base level. I should be at max benefits because I was making $30,000 a year and I lost that job because of COVID-19, XYZs, and here's the return to verify that. That's generally how websites are being done for these states. Now, so some of you are asking, well, where do I put in my numbers about earnings? There's generally not supposed to be a place for it. If your state has something, or I've missed it in looking at that for you, if you have something in your state's website that says put in a number, indicate in the comments below where you're asked to put in this number, whether it's for PUA or unemployment benefits, what stage of the process. If it's during the claim, if it's after the claim. Again, some states do this very well. They send you an alert by email that you have a message in their portal. You sign into the message of the portal, and the portal says, hey, here's a PDF letter for you, and it says, hi, you're at base level benefits. You need to do this by this date, and then we may increase it. It's very, very clear. Other states just leave you guessing. We are here to assist you in guiding you. Your comments assist us in knowing what glitches are out there. That was what the other video from today recorded is about. There is a glitch on the California EDD website. It is a very bad glitch. It's causing a massive amount of confusion. And then there are other parts of EDD's website in California that don't inherently make sense, and you don't know you're supposed to click it, and if you don't click it, you don't get money. It's just confusing. We are here to answer that. And so drop as many comments as you want, and we're generally getting back to you in the comments about within 4 hours. Today's videos, again, were about EIDL grant, this PUAs and EDD in California, and its era, and the second stimulus check. As always, if you have any comments or concerns, we learn from them. We then find out there's a problem. Sometimes we don't know there's a problem until we see your comments. It's just literally like that, because when you're answering these questions, when you're on these websites, you may answer it one way, but another person answering the video may answer the PUA question a different way. And one of you may be going one direction in the application process and then going another, and you may hit two different glitches. We don't know that because we didn't go through that path in doing our research for the story. So if you have a glitch or a confusion or anything else like that, comment below. We're here to help you and guide you through this realm of confusion at the moment, with PUA only being live since April 28th. And as always, stay with LALATE for more.